Kent Hughes is a global economist, and he explains just how far China has come in the last few decades.
The whole 30 years are extraordinary. To think of 10% compound growth over 30 years is absolutely unprecedented. I don't think the world has ever seen anything like it.
Is there, you know, we always talk about China as a singular country with a singular goal, with these singular achievements. Is there any country that's come close to achieving what China has done in such a short period of time?
Well, there is an example of Japan, which recovered rapidly from World War II and was really the first of what we might call the East Asian miracle countries. And in many ways, with different heritage, China has pursued somewhat similar strategy with enormous effect. Big difference. Japan was resistant to foreign direct investment, while China really has used foreign direct investment as a way of helping fuel its the technology side of its growth.
It's been a large part of the growth, in fact. You know, a lot of times, a lot of folks ask this question is, as you get bigger, does that mean that there has to be these sort of trade economic tensions that China has been dealing with? And a lot of times I don't have the words to describe it, and I'll just say, well, I guess as you get bigger and bigger, there's more people going to want to talk about this. And you become a target. And is it natural for an economy to grow in this rate of speed and not have criticism or tensions? Is this normal?
I think there are bound to be internal tensions and some external ones as well. Think of the US and Europe. Long-time relationships, big trading relationship, lots of transatlantic foreign direct and other kinds of investment. Yet we have lots of trade tensions with Europe.
We started with a war, in fact.
Well, that was a little longer ago.
I want to ask you about the decade of economic achievement. The last decade has been good, that's well documented. Does that make it harder for the next administration in China, the leaders who are coming up the ranks? As they look back, they say, hey, wait a minute, a lot has been done. It's going to make their job perhaps even more challenging and difficult because of the bar that has been set so high in terms of expectations.
Well, there's been so much growth, and there are high expectations. There certainly are challenges that China has to meet. It's hard to find a major economy that doesn't have challenges. In China's case, they have to keep an eye on a property bubble in parts of the country, but they have to make sure at the same time that middle-income housing is more widely available as more and more people join that middle class.
In your research and studies, it comes from an obvious international perspective, but what should the focus on the next administration be on if there was one or two things that you think should be the focus?
Well, let me take three that they did during the stimulus period in the wake of the Lehman collapse. I thought it was very astute the way they emphasized moving to the West and laying the infrastructure foundation to bring the West more up to the level of the coastal zone. Second, they do have to deal with the housing bubble. And three, most people say it would be good to rebalance the economy and focus more on domestic consumption and less dependence on exports.